Hey, this summer, are your kids going to camp? And if they are, will they be in good hands?
10 million children attend camps in the United States each year. And even though there are background checks done on camp staff, our next guest says parents can and must do more to help ensure their child's safety. Is there a way to minimize anxiety for parents and kids?
And Brenda Zofrea says yes. She's the author of Let's Be Safe and the creator of the Let's Be Safe program. And she's going to talk to us more about this. There's a lot for parents to be concerned about when they're sending their kids to camp. And it's not just, are they going to wear enough mosquito repellent?
Right.
That's right. There's a lot of concerns, and they may think that because they're sending their child to an accredited camp or just a campground in general, that they're going to automatically be safe. And that's not so for a number of reasons. Number one is that camping isn't regulated the same from state to state across the country. Some states require licensing, some states don't. Some states require camps to have criminal background checks on staff, and some don't.
Some don't?
Yeah, so it's not, you know, you want to look for a camp that is an accredited camp and that does require certain levels of background checks. But even with all of those precautions in place, what parents must do is be sure their children are armed with the knowledge to keep themselves safe in spite of regulations, whether they're there or not.
Well, let's talk about the book that you have, Let's Be Safe. And Lindsay and I are wearing little bees on our fingers right now.
Bees.
Tell us about the Let's Be Safe program.
Let me tell you about the bees. Well, let me start with Let's Be Safe. I wrote Let's Be Safe to help mostly very busy parents try to get 2 or 3 things done at once. And teachers, for instance, when you're trying to raise your child and get home from work and teach, you know, get them dinner, get them in bed, read a bedtime story, and now you have to teach them how to be safe on top of it, how are you going to get that in?
Right.
So I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could take some of the most common lures used by predators, set them to rhyme, because young children learn through repetition. So you need to be able to say it over and over, but make it fun. You need to make it so it's not scary,
right,
which
exactly.
rhymes
so
do.
What would you say then?
And
Give
well,
us an example. Just a short one.
Very short one.
Yeah.
I love this one. Your private parts are just for you. If an adult wants to touch them, what should you do? Say, stop it now, let me be. Your touches are not fun to me. I'll tell someone, I will be heard, I'll give the truth, I'll give my word. Then run and tell someone you trust. Tell them right away, you must. Awesome. So you see,
this is good.
This is good. Yeah.
You didn't know the rhyme, the rule. And I took it one step farther, not just telling the child that, you know, if someone touches you, it makes you feel uncomfortable, but you must tell someone.
Yes.
And you must tell someone you trust, and you must tell them until they listen. And that way we can start to break the cycle of abuse and protect the child in a really fun way.
At what age do we start?
I wrote Let's Be Safe to give parents a tool to protect children starting at 3 years old.
Okay.
Young children, as you know, learn through repetition. How many times do you have to tell them to brush their teeth, look both ways, wash their hands? Well, it's very difficult to do this topic over and over in any other way, I believe, other than in a fun,
It's
rhyming.
non-threatening. It's nice.
It's non-fearful. And what I also did is to help young learners who may not be able to read yet, because I wrote it with literacy strategies in mind as well.
Okay.
The illustrations complement the text. So they're very realistic illustrations, but they're not scary.
Do you have any tips, though, for, you know, separation anxiety between parents and kids, if it's, whether it's day camp or it's sleepaway camp? Because obviously this is a wonderful tool.
Yeah.
But some kids, when they first go to camp, immediately what they're dealing with is separation anxiety.
Right. Well, I think, and parents as well, they're also maybe even worse. And you probably, a scared parent even feeds that to the child. And the best way to avoid anxiety is if both the child and the parent know what to expect and they're prepared. They know ahead of time how to respond in different situations.
Exactly.
And that is the point of providing prevention education, giving your child the knowledge when they walk out that door, whether they're going to camp, whether they're walking home from school, riding their bike, going to a sleepover. Your anxiety as a parent will be less if you know your child knows the rules.
Right, and your child will be more confident, and chances are safer because they'll be more confident.
Exactly.
Too.
Now you asked about B.
Yeah, real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Children who are being abused are very often taught, if you tell, I will kill you, no one will believe you, you'll be in trouble. They're afraid to tell. So once they've learned the rules, they connect with the B, Let's Be Safe, and then when they get the courage to tell, the B told me he's doing this.
Well,
okay,
Brenda, we're out of time, so sorry.
Yeah, and on our website, we will put a link to yours, okay?
Sure.
Brenda,
you mean that's the whole thing?
That's it. We're
done.
We'll
be right back.
Thank you.